Hello and welcome children. In today's session, we will study a new chapter of EVS, that is growing plants. In this chapter, we will cover the following topics: reproduction in plants, seeds, germination of seeds, reproduction through spores, reproduction through other parts of plants, and last but not the least, seeds dispersal. So children, before letting you know about reproduction in plants, let me tell you about what reproduction means. What is meant by reproduction? So reproduction is the process by which living things multiply and produce more of their kind. Children, reproduction is essential for continuation of life on earth. And all living things reproduce, whether it's a human being, an animal, or a plant. Reproduction in plants. Plants reproduce in different ways. They reproduce through seeds, spores, and through other parts of plant. Now children, let us know about seeds and reproduction through seeds in detail. A seed is a small hard structure from which a new plant grows. Children, it is mainly consists of three parts: seed coat, embryo, cotyledons or endosperm. In some seeds, cotyledons are there, and in another seed, in some other seeds, endosperms are there. As you can see, this is the structure of seed. We have discussed earlier that seeds have three main parts, that is seed coat, embryo, cotyledons or endosperm. So here you can see in the structure all these three main parts of seeds are there. Now we'll read about the first part, that is seed coat, in detail. Seed coat is a hard outer cover of a seed which protects the embryo from the harsh conditions and saves the seed from drying out. For example, almonds are the seed. They are protected by a hard seed coat. When we crack and open the seed, the flashy almonds come out. As you can see in the picture, the brown color coat, the thin coat, is known as seed coat. Now coming on the second part, that is embryo. A seed contains a small baby plant called embryo that grows into a big plant. It has three main parts, children. As you can see in the structure, there are three main parts, that is cotyledon, hypocotyl and radicle. As seed starts growing, the seed coat opens and the white color structure, the primary root that comes out of seed, is known as radicle. Hypocotyl produces the shoot of the plant and cotyledons give rise to the primary leaves. I hope all these three parts are clear to you, children. Now coming on the another parts, that is endosperm and cotyledons. So children, there are some endospermic seeds and some seeds which lack endosperm. So let me tell you about endosperm first. Endosperm occupies the maximum part of a seed. It is a flashy and nutritious. It serves as a food source for embryo until it starts to grow into a baby plant. Coming on cotyledons, it is a part inside the seed that look like a small leaf. It is the first part of a seed to appear above the ground when it begins to grow. As we have discussed about it earlier also, the tiny leaves that grows above the ground is known as cotyledons, children. So as I have discussed earlier, there are two types of seed, The seeds that lack endosperm, in which endosperm is not there, cotyledons is the fleshy part. And cotyledon serves as a food storage for those seeds. But in endospermic seed, in which endosperm is there, so in endospermic seed, cotyledons is present as 1 or 2 tiny leaves. Seeds like walnut, peanut, almonds, etc. are the endospermic seed, children. We generally eat endospermic seeds. Up till now, we have read about structure of a seed in detail. Now, we'll know about how plants reproduce through seeds. So, we'll know about germination of seed, children. Now, we'll study about germination of seed. What all stages a seed goes through, we'll study in the germination of seed. As you can see in the picture, seed has to pass different stages to become a plant. The whole process by which a seed begins to sprout and grow into a seedling is called germination. What is seedling, children? The baby plant that comes out of a seed is called a seedling. Conditions required for the growth of a seed: water, air, sunlight, nutrients from the soil. Once all these conditions are satisfied, the seed begins to grow. Children, as you can see in the picture, when a seed is sown under the ground, it requires all these conditions: the water, air, sunlight means the warmth, and nutrition from the soil. When all these conditions are satisfied, then only seed will germinate, seed will grow. Now we will read about different stages of germination of seed. So the first sign of growth is growth of radicle, children. About radicle we have previously discussed. Radicles are the tiny roots that comes out of a seed and grows downwards in the soil. As radicle grow, the tiny shoot comes out of the seed and grows upwards towards the light, which is known as plumule, children. Soon leaves begins to grow on the shoot and we see a baby plant with tiny leaves. So this is how germination process takes place. Here is the visual depiction of how it happens. Have a look to it. So I hope now it is clear to you. Now moving on to my next topic, that is reproduction through spores. There are some plants, children, that reproduces through spores. Spore is a reproductive cell capable of developing into a new individual with another reproductive cell, children. Some plants like fern, mushroom, mosses do not bear flowers and fruit. They do not have seeds also. They do not produce seeds also. So they reproduce through the tiny seed-like structure called spores, children. Spores too need the conditions of sunlight, moisture, air to germinate. As the condition which is required for germination of seed, all those favorable conditions are required in germination of spores also, children. Presence of all those conditions, spores germinate. Now we'll read about reproduction through other parts of plant. Some plants reproduce through other parts like roots, stem or leaves. Such type of reproduction is called vegetative propagation. So we'll read about the first type, that is reproduction by planting roots. Carrot, radish, sweet potato and beetroot etc. are the plants that can be grown by planting the root of mother plant. As you can see in the picture, children, by planting the root of mother plant, we can grow a new baby plant. Reproduction by planting stem. Plants like sugarcane, rose and money plant grow from the stem cutting of mother plant. As you can see in the picture, children, we need to cut the stem and plant it in a pot. After some time, under the favorable conditions, it will grow. Reproduction by leaves. Bryophyllum plants grows buds along the margin of its leaves. As you clearly see in the picture, children, on the margin of the leaves some buds are there. These buds, or you can say these baby plants, falls on the grounds and grows on its own. This is how reproduction through leaves takes place. Now coming on the next topic, that is dispersal of seeds. The scattering of seeds to other places is called dispersal. As you can see in the picture, these are like some examples of seed which grow with the dispersal process. Sometimes seeds are carried very far through different agents of dispersal, children. We have different agents of dispersal. Those agents are wind, water, animals and bird, and explosion. Coming on the very first agent of dispersal, that is dispersal by wind. Seed dispersed by wind are light and have wings or hairs, so they easily get carried away by winds to far off places. For example, dandelion, maple, oak, milkweed, etc. Children, plants like dandelion have hair-like structure that easily get carried away by winds due to its light weight. This is how dispersal by wind take place. Now coming on the second agent, that is dispersal by water. Seed dispersed by water have spongy or fibrous outer cover so that they can float easily on water, children. Examples are water lily, lotus, coconut, etc. Children, it is hard to believe, but coconut can travel hundreds of miles by floating in the sea, oceans or rivers, and as it finds the location, it used to grow there. This is how dispersal by water take place. Dispersal by animals. Seed dispersed by animals have spines, hooks or stiff hairs, so they get stuck to an animal's body and are dropped to different places as they move here and there. Example, xanthium, speargrass, etc. As you can see in the picture, the seed got stuck with the dog's body, and as dog will move here and there, the seed will drop to different places and then there the plant will grow. This is how dispersal by dispersal by animals take place. Dispersal by birds. Birds leave the seeds at different places after eating the fruit. Sometimes seeds are dispersed by their droppings too. Means sometimes birds consume the seed along with the juicy fruits. For example, apple, berries, cherries, etc. These seed does not get digested in the bird's body and is thrown away directly by bird in form of their droppings. As seed passes through the bird's stomach, due to the chemical activity of acids present in the stomach of bird, the seed coat softens, and as the seeds are dropped into the ground in form of their dropping and gets rooted, it becomes easy for seed to germinate. This is how dispersal by bird of seed take place. Dispersal by explosion. In some cases, fruits or pods containing seeds burst on their own. The pods dry, splits and open suddenly with the considerable force which throws the seed at a distant place. Example, peas, mustard, wheat, broom, etc. So children, I have mentioned all the agent of dispersal. Hope all the topics are clear to you. That's all for the today's session, children. You have some more leftover topics, that is origin of plant and detail from this chapter 5, along with the different exercises which will be covered in next week another session. Before winding up today's session, children, I have some assignment for you. You have to read the lesson. While reading the lesson, you will find some difficult words and then write it down in your EVS copy. After writing it down in your EVS copy, you will learn all its spellings. Then you will practice to draw the diagram in your rough copy. Diagrams of structure of the seed and different stages in germination of seeds. First of all, you will practice to draw the diagrams in your rough copy, and once you are able to draw the diagram neatly, then you have to draw it in your EVS notebook also. Children, you can draw the diagram which is mentioned in the video or which is given in your book. You can draw any one diagram. You can practice to draw any one diagram. It's up to you. Whichever diagram you want to draw, you may draw. Both are the correct diagrams. Thanks for watching my video, children. Stay happy and blessed.